Love and romance is prominent throughout this novel. The two love interests of Augusta are Carl and Joe. Carl is Augusta's husband, who she has found has many fears, but few desires. Augusta loves Carl despite him not knowing how to love back and being poor, and in their few years of marriage, she had come to consider him a man of many fears and few desires. Page 107. She had discovered how he had been secretly pleasuring himself, but fully knew that she had wanted to be pleasured as well. However, Carl is loyal and understanding. He shows his love to Augusta in many ways, but he is very shy. Due to her frustration, she meets a man named Joe, who is the complete opposite of Carl. Joe is confident and daring, but he is not completely truthful about himself like Carl is. He pretends to be a soldier who had won many battles, and by the end of the book, she sees in the newspaper's obituary a picture of the man, but his name wasn't Joe and he wasn't a soldier. Do you ever think we could get married? You must have seen how important it was that he go on playing the part, that he go on pretending. If I weren't already married, if you weren't already married, we would. Page 145. Joe gets Augusta pregnant and she decides for them to never see each other again as they both are already married. This shows that the barrier between them, which is marriage, between the two lovers and how difficult it was to keep it secret. This shows how intricate and how they must be careful not to get caught. Marriage vows are to show your significant other how you are loyal to them for the rest of your lives, but Augusta had an affair and it shows how people will change as they age. Her and Carl spend the rest of their lives together loving in simple gestures, while she and Joe never see each other again. Augusta and her mother Helen have always been closer together as they both had a similar interest in beekeeping. After Helen had an affair and got pregnant with one of their workers, Augusta had lost all trust in her mother. She was angry and didn't forgive her until her mother and her baby sister had died during childbirth. And there was Helen, standing with one hand on a stack of beehive boxes, smiling. Her dark hair was noosed around her shoulders, and she was wearing the dress Augusta had cut down the back to bury her in. She patted the hive box. Page 223. This could represent Augusta's remorse continuing as she ages, and how she regrets how she did not trust her mother until it was too late. After seeing this vision, Augusta restarts her beekeeping business, possibly to feel closer to her mother. The vision also was after Augusta's affair with Joe, which could put more remorse in her heart as she understands how her mother had felt when she had the affair and getting pregnant with a man they were not married to. In times like this, she likely felt as she needed her mother the most, as she would be the most understanding, and likely started her beekeeping business again to feel closer to her. As the phrase goes, keep your friends close but your enemies closer. Two of Augusta's worst enemies are Olaf, her father-in-law, and Martha Rivers. Augusta lived with Olaf on the whorehouse bridge for years. Tell her to stop saying that reverend. She's dirtying her name. Page 125. He was abusive as he would never let Augusta go to town, see friends, get a job, and everything she had done was not good enough. She was isolated and depressed until the Reverend helped her become independent and strong. This shows how some relationships with others are intricate, as Augusta was conflicted about standing up for herself. As Olaf was her father-in-law, she felt as she had no voice because it was her husband's father. She also did not have the confidence to stand up for herself until she met the Reverend. Unlike her past history with Martha, she had no one to help her through these difficult times. Yes, she is dark, isn't she? Said Martha Rivers. Have I said something? During the funeral for her mother and sister, Martha had forced Augusta to clean the corpses in order to see how her mother had an affair, and the baby was proof of it. She would constantly gossip about how Augusta was having an affair with different men, but no one was there to stand up for her. However, it proves that relationships are dynamic as they eventually become friends. It also proves that their relationship is intricate as they had a complicated past, but eventually learned to trust each other. Both Olaf and Martha were cruel in their own ways, but Augusta had the strength to stand up for herself in front of Olaf, unlike Martha, where she had never said anything back. Another difference between the two was that Martha and Augusta were eventually friends as they aged, unlike Olaf, where she had never visited him after she left the ranch.